Man, but you know how much money that stuff must cost? God damn. So,
A bunch.
speaking of a bunch, uh,
How much money? Oh, you want me to take? Yeah, a lot of money. Almost too much for a She-Hulk season 2, right?
oh my God. Go on.
So it looks like apparently we might not get a She-Hulk season 2. Boo hoo.
What?
Unlikely due to budget concerns. So we got we're reading here. This is an article from IGN. She-Hulk attorney at law star Tatiana Maslany doesn't think Disney or Marvel are interested in making a season 2 due to budget concerns. As reported by The Direct, Maslany told Twitch user Nerd Incorrect that she doesn't think fans should hold out hope for a second season of the fourth wall-breaking comedy series. When asked if season 2 is likely, Maslany said simply, "I don't think so." She expanded slightly, saying financial concerns might be stopping its production. "I think we blew our budget," and Disney was like, "No thanks," Maslany said. Budgets for the Marvel Cinematic Universe TV shows like Hawkeye, Loki, and WandaVision haven't been officially announced by Disney, but Variety reported in November 2023 that a single episode of She-Hulk cost $25 million.
Jeez.
Final season episodes of HBO hit Game of Thrones cost around $15 million each. Again, according to Variety, though had a much greater impact than She-Hulk. She-Hulk, despite being a smaller scale MCU entry, sees protagonist Jennifer Walters transform into her alter ego after being infected with her cousin Bruce Banner's blood. Lots of time is naturally spent in her She-Hulk form, likely increasing the cost of production considerably due to the extensive use of CGI. So, this is She-Hulk season 2. Unlikely due to budget concerns. Hold on. Whoa! Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm just allergic to bullshit. So here we go. Budget concerns. Budget concerns is.
I just got to keep using these VFX.
I don't know how much.
SFX,
I don't know how much I believe this. Budget concerns. Maybe I'm sure some of it is budget concerns. Yes, because it is expensive to produce a show like this where your main character is CGI. But guess what? Moon Knight is CGI. A lot of Moon Knight is CGI. A lot of, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of these shows do have elements of CGI. WandaVision, how much CGI, you see in WandaVision. I just think it can be done with a smaller budget. I think you can tell a She-Hulk show with a smaller budget. I think these guys need to be better about reining in their budgets a little more because Marvel and Disney just tend to be like, with their money and their budgets, and they need to rein these things in a more reasonable way. But I will say, yes, I'm sure budget is part of it. I don't think that's all of it, though. I don't think that's all of it. And I think people just don't want to see a She-Hulk season 2. And let me say this, though. I will say this. I liked She-Hulk. I know a lot of people hated She-Hulk. I didn't hate She-Hulk. I liked it. I didn't love it. I thought it was actually funny to a point. Near the end, it kind of lost me a little bit, but I did enjoy it. Having said that, though, I can understand why a lot of people didn't like this show. And I think its unpopularity has kind of affected it a little bit to the point where I think maybe Marvel is kind of like, you know what? Maybe let's not work on a season 2 right now. Let's let this cool because this is, it hasn't been doing very well. That's just my theory. What do you think, Kevin? What do you think about all this?
I have a lot of thoughts, but I'll try to keep it brief. But I think the budget wouldn't have mattered if the show succeeded. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So 25 million, to me, 25 million makes sense mainly because the main character is a full-blown CGI character.
Right.
And if you're going to show this character every single scene, every episode, I mean, yeah, it makes sense that like you put a lot of money into that. Like, dude, that's the kind of money that goes into the Hulk, like in cinema, like in all the films that we watch him in. So the fact that they had 2 Hulks in the first episode, like that's right. Kind of insane. take away the Hulk and She-Hulk CGI. I'm pretty sure this show would have been much cheaper.
Mm,
I'm pretty sure that's why they had multiple scenes where you just get to see her as a human rather than as a She-Hulk. Um, you got to save that budget. Got to lower that price a little bit. Pay your other actors and everybody else around the studio. But I think I feel the same way as you. Like I didn't I liked the show, but I didn't love it.
right.
And I felt like to me the jokes they were landing in the beginning, but as the show went on, the jokes became more about making fun of the viewer rather than letting the viewer in on the joke. You
Mm,
know what I mean?
yeah.
That's how I felt. It felt like this thing where it was like you're dumb and we're smart. Not, hey, we're all smart together, right? Look how dumb that guy over there looks. I want to feel included in the jokes, and also there was a mix of that, and also just it felt like bad comedy in a bad sitcom at times, and it's just when the joke lands, it lands, and when it doesn't, you just feel uncomfortable. And I think that's kind of how I felt most of the time watching the show. I love Tatiana Maslany, right? Am I getting her name right? Hold on a second. I want to make sure.
Maslany, Tatiana
Mas-
Maslany.
Maslany. She is an incredible She-Hulk. I
She's great. Yeah.
she is so charismatic as She-Hulk and as her character that I want to see more of her. Just if you did greenlight a season 2, just fire all the writers and get a new set of writers because that was not what I wanted in a She-Hulk series. Um, that being said, I had a roommate of mine that I used to live with. Shout out to you, Erin. She had never really been into superhero stuff. Like she'd watch it on occasion, and I sat down with her to watch this show when it started playing. Every week, and what I realized with that was that this show wasn't aimed towards me as a big Marvel fan. It was aimed towards the crowd that likes like ABC Family kind of sitcoms. And that I
Right.
understood because my roommate, she loved it. She really loved it by the end. And so I was like, okay, well, that's cool. Like you're getting a general audience to get back into this type of series and this MCU kind of thing. But at the same time, when you start to push away the hardcore Marvel fans, then it's like we're your support. Like we're the ones that buy your merch. Like we're the ones that like get out there every day and go to the movies to watch your stuff every time we get the chance. I went to watch Spider-Man No Way Home like 6 times in one weekend. Like I mean, that's the kind of hardcore Marvel fan that I am. So if you tell me that this show is not for me and you're just hoping that the general audience supports this show alone, then maybe you're not going to get the response that you want. Again, I want to see She-Hulk again. I want to see Tatiana Maslany play this character again. Put her
Me
in a
too.
movie. Maybe she shows up in
Yeah.
in the new Captain America film. I would love that. Get to
Hmm.
see her fight Red Hulk, which is a rumor, but hey, that would be so cool if that happened. But yeah, I don't know. I'm less. Maybe it's just for the best that we're not doing a season 2.
I would love to see her again. Like you said, I love Tatiana Maslany. I love the idea of continuing to use She-Hulk. I just think, yeah, the reception to season 1 wasn't great. And
Mm.
I really question how much of it has to do with that versus budgets. You know.
Also, it's like
I'm
it
sure,
kind
like I
of
said, I'm sure it's both, but yeah.
doesn't it kind of bring us back to the whole Chapek and Iger thing? Like everything that happened with She-Hulk happened during Chapek's time.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. I mean, this is part of the big Marvel redirect, right? I mean, with Iger coming back and things are just changing up again, and it is almost like Iger coming back and was like, "What the hell did we just greenlight? What are we doing? What did we do? What did we put
Yeah.
out? All right, let's. This is part of the whole read. Let's back up. Wait a minute. Let's
Bob
rein
Iger
in the
literally had to
the
flush
Disney
it
Plus
out.
stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
we're
he
gonna
was literally
start.
just doing it all from scratch and saying, "Listen, Kevin Feige." He's looking at Kevin Feige in the corner of the room in a fetal position, going, "There's so much to do. There's so many projects to put out right now." And Bob Iger's like, "There. Listen, Kevin, get up, put your pants back on. Okay, listen, we
Oh
have
wait,
to."
change your pants because those are wet. No,
Yeah,
just go.
those are they look a little
Yeah,
brown.
yeah.
Change those. Like, get back into the groove of things and just do less projects, narrow it down so you have a stronger quality of film and television to put out, The more you do, the more stressed you're going to be. So, I want to see Kevin Feige take his time. And if the man soft reboots the MCU for some reason, it will be completely justified. And if he claims that now I'm retiring from the MCU, it is another thing that I'm like, completely justified. You did your thing, Kevin. Get out there. Us Kevin's got to stick together. But
Yeah.
that's me. I think that's what's going on, and I think a lot of these news reports we're talking about today, kind of lean back to Bob Iger again, having to flush things out. Especially our next topic here. If you're ready to jump into this next one here,
I am
um,
so ready. Yeah.
what do we got here, Raul?